Seated Fremantle Dockers up against the Western Bulldogs. Rennie and Strom will do battle in the ruck. Kiara Bowers, what a wonderful season she's having for the Dockers. It'll be the Western Bulldogs who'll go forward first through Hunt. They're kicking with the breeze, the Western Bulldogs. And the ball will go wide and also wins the hard ball. Involved there, Antonio. Met solidly from Ferris. Well done by Grieve. Broke the Blackburn tackle, kicks it into the pocket, dangerous, and there is Izzy Huntington on cue. Her first intercept mark of the game. Has a runner in the back half. Georgia Stathis, good kick, nice mark too. Strong mark. So the Bulldogs for Eleanor Brown, another strong mark. So this is a good build-up by the Western Bulldogs. Overshoots the kick, Newton. Has some runners off half-back. It's a nice start by the Western Bulldogs. That's Heron. McCarthy. Heron follows up once again, so the Irish girls wax. Has Blackburn inside 50. This is a great build-up by the Dogs. Can they get the first on the board? Ali Blackburn keeps it low, and that's coast-to-coast footy. Great start, Western Bulldogs.
Play, making sure that they minimise the opportunities to turn it over. Even the finish there from Blackburn kept it nice and low so she could pierce through the wind and make sure she can keep that ball nice and straight.
We're just seeing the replay here, all thanks to BioGlan, and great build-up. Used the ball beautifully through the corridor, chain of handballs, and finishes with their star midfielder, Ali Blackburn. Generate your own enthusiasm with no crowd, and kicking the first goal of the game. Certainly going to help that as they have an opportunity again. McLeod, we know she doesn't like to use the left boot, but that was a beautiful kick on the outside of the right. Gee, that was clever from Kirsten McLeod. We know she's a wonderfully talented player.
Teammates are, and understanding how to work within them as Munyard comes in for her set shot.
So Munyard, from only about 5 or 10 metres out, makes no mistake. She's got her first career goal, and the fans, her teammates are happy, and they've got two on the board early. Enthusiasm, they got around the youngster, and so they should, because it's been a really impressive start from the Western Bulldogs here.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm liking is how they're moving the ball downfield. They're really working through numbers. They're making sure they've got plenty of numbers at the contest, holding their front spot, making sure that they're getting first hands to the footy, and they're working.
Grieve. Big ball to be won here. Oh, Dockers do well. Wrapped up, holding the ball again. And it's only fair the way they've been paying it.
Good tackling numbers there. Ash Sharp tried to take on the tackler.
And she loves to run with the football. Have nothing up ahead, though, the Dockers. Only Western Bulldogs, so she'll kick it to space, and it was a poor option in the end. Izzy Huntington read it best. Knew where the space was. Just instead, as Gooch will follow up. And with that thumping boot, will get the ball towards the wing. Great courage, Huntington. That's what she does so well. Takes a strong intercept mark.
Great to see her doing some jumping too. You know, we know she's had some issues with her legs, 2 ACLs and a broken leg in the last 5 years. So her spring is what is great about her game, amongst many other things, as we see Blackburn into the goal square.
Might go for a second, Blackburn. It was a good passage of play. Started with Lagoya, Morris Dalton, and the goal to Ali Blackburn against the breeze. And the Western Bulldogs have started this second quarter the way they started the first. Western Bulldogs, it started here with the Izzy Huntington mark, that customary fly and chest mark, and then Lagoya, one of the youngsters. Morris Dalton did well with the clean hands and handball. And Ali Blackburn leading from the front this afternoon with her second goal.
Well, the work rate from
Morris Dalton, she's been impressive in the first quarter. Will go on her left, kick it towards the top of the square, sitting under the football, couldn't take the mark. Opportunity, if they can get to their feet, they can't, and we're going to have a stoppage. Oh, it's holding the ball, being paid.
Wow.
Gee, that's red hot.
The umpires have instructed to just didn't have anything. They both land on the ball, and yeah, that's really stiff.
Tough call, but it's going to favour the Western Bulldogs, and they're going to kick another one. So the Western Bulldogs have got their fourth goal and get back out to a 10-point lead. Oh. The kick from Heron went straight to Antonio. Kicks a high ball inside 50. Huntington. What a grab. The #1 intercept player in the competition, and you can see why. As we go down to the boundary.
Kept it in front of her. Knew she was going to get tackled as soon as she picked it up, and just was able to create a stoppage. Now, as a result, they've got a free kick and a 50-metre penalty.
Oh, that's going to be a double 50 because Grieve has tried to tackle the Western Bulldogs player in McCarthy, who was starting to run for the 50-metre penalty, and this is these little mistakes that some of the girls are making in this competition can be so costly.
For them this year to be in this position.
So a 100-metre penalty is going to gift Ash McCarthy a goal. And the Western Bulldogs get the first goal of the second half and they retake the lead. So Katie Jane Grieve trying to make up for a mistake there as the Dogs go forward again. McLeod's dangerous in the pocket. We know she's clever. Snaps it around the body and's got it. Kirsten McLeod, don't worry about that calf. She's fine and the Dogs are happy. Calf worked on at half time, but she's so dangerous around goal. She only needs a tiny bit of space, and Shiloh, what a wonderful finish.
Yeah, she's super dangerous. She knows exactly where the goals are, and that's what her specialty is. That work came there off the back of the Western Bulldogs, just surging through as a group as the ball went inside 50. Numbers at the contest.
So Hunt will drive it deep inside 50. McLeod dangerous. Out the back, this might be a chance for Morris Dalton. Couldn't quite sit for her. She follows up well, keeps it alive. Dee Berry, snap around the body. Well done, Morris Dalton. And a great finish from Dee Berry. The Dogs have got the first three in this half. The recovery in second effort. Nathan Burke will be pleased with that, Shiloh.
Yeah, and look, she loses her feet to affect the opposition player, but she's able to then put her hand on the footy and just push it to advantage when her teammate and Deanna Berry was hanging out in space. And we know that Deanna Berry loves a goal celebration, so she likes to kick goals so she can celebrate, and we saw exactly that. Poor decision, should not have kicked to Lagoya, who gives up about 20 centimetres to Antonio. Poor decision.
Although that kick from Antonio was poor, intercept mark taken McLeod. Don't think she'll have the journey into the breeze. So she's got to try and find a short mark. She does. Did it well and found Danielle Marshall. Feature on her at half-time. Played soccer in the USA, and here she is now. She's kicked 2 goals, 1 for the season, got too close to a player on the mark. Is able to follow up, though. Can she finish on the opposite boot now? She kicked it on the right. It got smothered, so she finishes on the left. And the Dogs are back in front. Well, that's probably the most unconventional way to kick a goal, but it doesn't matter. We see here, she went for the set shot on the right. Bowers did so well to get the smother, so Marshall just picks it up and goes, I'll try on my left.
One of the things about the internationals across coders, especially the Americans, that haven't played a lot of sport where you've got to be 1 foot dominant, I guess.
Nice way to finish. It's been a really strong afternoon from the Western Bulldogs, but at the end of the day, the Fremantle Dockers, too powerful, too classy, too good. And they remain unbeaten in this competition.